Guys, it's game over. We are going to make a new all-time high. Into next week, we are going to see 12 to 15% move to the upside. Bitcoin next monthly close is really important historically for the next move to the potential upside. Also, today's weekly close will give us an indication in which direction we are going next. And I have found some interesting charts that we need to talk about today. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in again. If you're new here, don't forget, subscribe to the channel and destroy the like button so that as many people as possible are going to see this video. The more people are liking it, the more YouTube is going to push this content. And now let's directly start off here today with the USDT dominance. We are seeing here right now a small bounce back to the upside from the 4.73% level. Again, guys, I told you that was kind of expected that at some point we are getting here a bounce back to the upside, and this will most likely, when we get a proper bounce, correlate to a bigger pullback in the Bitcoin price, which is absolutely fine after such an explosive move that we saw over the last couple of days. What I expect is that we come a little bit up, go down again, break a little bit up here, but then do something like this. So this is the scenario that I see here for the USDT dominance over the next couple of days. This could actually be a little bit lower, closer to 70K, something like this. So this is most likely how the USDT dominance is going to play out here. Once we're breaking 4.55%, guys, it's game over. We are going to make a new all-time high. So, and that's of course what everybody is waiting for. Now, when we are looking at the Bitcoin monthly returns for August, because this is really important right now, in the bull run, the monthly returns for the upcoming month every 4 years were quite interesting. So here in the first bull run in 2013, we got a return in August of 103%. 103.25%. Of course, we are not seeing something like this again in August. You know, that would be amazing. $150,000 for Bitcoin. Not banking on that. Then in 2016, it was minus 19.85%. And then here in 2020, it was 17.78%. And now I expect again, at least, I would say, a 12 to 15% move to the upside. So now, if we would measure from where we are at right now, let's say we close this month at current price levels and not a little bit higher, then 12%, so wait, I have to get it a little smaller here, 12% would bring us into a new all-time high. And of course, most likely we are pushing it a little bit higher. So I would expect like a 15 to 20% move. So a 15% move here would be $78,000. A 20% move would be $81,000 approximately. So next month could be really interesting here for Bitcoin. But again, guys, I expect, if it's not happening in the next 10 days before this monthly candle is closing, I expect in early August a bigger pullback for Bitcoin. Maximum early August, guys. So you need to keep this in mind. And also the average monthly return in August is overall 2.68%. So August is actually a positive month historically for Bitcoin. And you can also see this when you go to CoinGlass and you have a look here at every single month how Bitcoin was actually closing. So when you go then here, the average, here, you see 2.69%. Okay, this changed now. It was earlier 2.68%. Is 2.69% in average. But when you go here to bull markets, you see 2.83%. Then here in 2016, 7.49%, and they don't have 2012. So, but it was over 100%. So why was 2016 negative? Let me explain. Because in July, we got a Bitcoin halving. Into July, we were rallying to the upside. I saw it. That's how I know. And when the halving was done, we got to sell the news event. So, and then we were selling off like crazy, and it continued into August, that bleeding. And that's why these 2 months were negative. Otherwise, if the halving would have been like in September, then July and August would have been positive. So now July was positive so far for this month, and I expect also that we close positive. And you see this also when you go to the weekly chart. Here on the weekly chart, remember guys, we have this bigger cup and handle pattern that's playing out here. We have broken now the handle to the upside. So when we are closing in 13 hours, the candle above the handle, that would be an entry signal for a really long-term swing position, guys. You know, again, remember the target is almost $130,000. It's like $127,700. This is a target that we are not reaching by tomorrow. This will take a couple of months to get there. Maybe if we're lucky, by the end of the year, we could actually reach that target. So if you want to trade all the way up to the technical target, use not crazy leverage, guys. You know, so that is a trade. You can hold this, but don't over leverage yourself. Don't take anything higher than 10x leverage on a trade like this, because the funding fees, even on 10x, are going to eat you up, you know, for holding a trade that long. So, but once we are breaking here $72,000, you will also get your confirmation that we are now going into new all-time high, and most likely also into the overall target up here. Then something else that I had a look at to see which level Bitcoin needs to break here to move all the way up to around $69,000. So now you see here I have two lines, support and resistance. Short-term support is at $65,100. And if I zoom in here a little bit, you can already see that I can technically draw here a line in the middle, the mid-range, current mid-range, actually a little bit lower, kind of like here. So that is our mid-range level, more or less, $67,100. Okay, $100 doesn't make a big difference. So if Bitcoin can manage to close above that level today, then next week, into next week, we are going to see a test at the $69,100 level, potentially even going here to this downward sloping resistance and touch here the $70,000 mark once again. But I'm going to show you in some short-term indicators that even if we go up there, we are not going straight into a new all-time high. You will see that that is the last point where Bitcoin will rally to before we get a bigger correction. I'm going to show you that in a moment. One of the reasons is that we are still trading in this bigger resistance area here that we were talking about now for a couple of days here already, that is coming in from $65,000, basically $66,000, all the way up to $67,000. Once we are breaking above that resistance area, then we can talk about targeting $70,000. But as long as we are not closing above that, the chance of a rejection to the downside is still looming for us around the corner. We need to see Bitcoin closing above that level as late as tomorrow with a daily close. If we're not doing that, be prepared that we are getting a bigger pullback from that resistance area up here. Even though we are a little bit at resistance, I open a trade just in case that we're actually going here to $69,100. The risk to reward ratio is fine for me. I made here over $50,000, I think $55,000 on this account in the last couple of days on ZOOMEX. So I'm fine with risking $2,500 because that's where my stop loss is, to try to make $10,000 to the upside. So my risk to reward ratio is 1 to 4. It's fine for me. That's why I entered at $66,800, just to take here that small scalp to the upside if we are actually getting a nice push here. Again, that is on ZOOMEX, guys. ZOOMEX gives you $10 absolutely for free for signing up. You can turn $10 into a bigger amount. I have done it over and over and over again. Even with $50, turn this into a couple of $1,000. Don't neglect small amounts, guys. Treat $10 like it's $1,000, and trust me, if you are consistent in your trading over a month, you are going to make a nice amount out of the $10. So take what you can get in this bull run right now. And of course, if you have some money and you deposit money to ZOOMEX, then you will get, of course, a bigger deposit bonus that you could use for trading. Again, a link for that is in the description. Then when we're going here to the daily chart for Bitcoin, now we see here on the MDX algo, the oscillator reactive, that we are now getting into the heated phase that I was talking about yesterday. That could also mean that Bitcoin has still one leg tank. Remember when we were doing here, entering here the red phase, Bitcoin had one leg to the upside, then pulled back, and you see it here also, came up, had a run, pulled back, had another run. So I don't expect that Bitcoin will have straight away another run this time. I expect that we are running up here potentially into this supply zone at $71,000, and then because we're overheated, come down, fill some fair value gaps, go a little bit sideways, gain momentum, then push into a new all-time high. So I want you to be prepared for that. And that's why you see here also on the oscillator harmony, we are getting hotter here. And as soon as we have here the really hot dot plots, you're going to see that price will start pulling back here. The current daily candle is also something that I don't like, because it could indicate a spinning top, where you have two candle bodies with almost the same length in the body and same length in the wicks to both sides. That would indicate a spinning top. And if we're closing today as it is, that would be a reversal indication, guys. So it doesn't mean that we have to get it straight away, but it is a reversal indication, and we need to be aware of that. And when it comes to the CME gap currently is getting a little bit smaller. So I could imagine that we are not getting a CME gap at all, or a really small one that needs to get filled. That will not put us in any danger if it's that small to go straight down to fill the underlying CME gap. But of course, if the CME gap is bigger, let's say we are opening above the closing price, and let's say we are going here somewhere to like today. Let's say today we touch $70,000. So then we have a big CME gap from Friday's closing to today's opening. And that can definitely lead to then a massive correction to the downside when we hit that supply area. So I expect a massive reaction when we get to $70,000, because there's so much resistance up there. So, and you also see here now again a bearish divergence on the 12-hour hourly chart. So the divergence is back. The divergence will be invalidated either when the RSI is breaking above the downward sloping trend line, or here the upward sloping trend line gets broken by price by moving higher above $67,500. So these are the two scenarios where we could invalidate that. If that's not happening and we get a continuous rejection from here, then we definitely come down to touch the EMA ribbon at least at $63,600. See also stochastic RSI giving a sell signal. So there might be already the pullback slowly in progress overall. So, but we need a little bit more data for that. So, but there are early warning signs already on the chart, guys. You know, the writing's on the wall. Then here also on this 12-hourly chart, we are here in a highly concentrated volume area on the VPVR. So here are the longest volume traded candles right now, as you can see here. And also the point of control is here, the red line. So a rejection from the point of control makes a lot of sense, because that is a level that bulls would like to reclaim, to take over control over the price action. But bears are right now still trying to defend this. As long as they're able to defend this, we're going to get a rejection to the downside. So at least to the golden ratio, but most likely to the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci retracement levels, back to like $62,800. Again, if we are getting close to this level, it would open the doors to also close the CME gap. I'm not saying we have to, but it would open the possibility if we would get that low. But remember, guys, I have set up a lot of trades, limit orders around the golden ratio, because that is the first logical target for me. Even if we would go down and fill the CME gap, guys, I'm not worried, because I DCA down into the overall position that I'm building, and I would not get liquidated if we get all the way down there. So you also see this here on weeks, on my weeks account. See a one order, 62,400, 60,800, and I have $122,000 still available that I can deploy at any given moment. And again, guys, don't forget, On weeks, you also get an airdrop while you are trading. So you can farm an airdrop worth $20,000 while you are trading here on weeks. They have no KYC, is a good alternative to BYBIT. They have huge liquidity. I really like trading on this platform. You find a link here under this video in the pinned comment below and in the description. Definitely make use of that. And also you get up to a $45,000 bonus for signing up on weeks, guys. So make use of that. So here you see also on the 4-hourly chart with the gradient, the scalp gradient on the MDX algo indicator, that we have now a double top warning on the indicator, which is also telling us that we should be cautious here right now with the current price action. We are also in a supply zone. We are below the daily open, so that these things are bearish signs, guys. You know, so we got really close to hit our target here. But if you are in that trade here currently, set your stop loss to like $66,250 just to protect yourself if we are starting to rolling over here to the downside. So unfortunately, we did not got our short trade then activated if we are rolling over from here already. But like I said, things looking like on the higher time frames that we are still getting one more push to the upside, completing here this trade and then activating our short trade to the downside. So that's what I'm still looking at. And again, these supply zones here from the MDX algo indicator are helping massively with identifying entry and also exits of trading positions. And the liquidation levels from the same algo suite showing us that we have here over leveraged long positions, late long positions here, super heavily over leveraged. It makes no sense to leverage from here $66,300 in my opinion, but some people leveraged here with 100x. Wow, with 100x. So they will 100% get liquidated. And in that process, we could see a steeper pullback into the EMA ribbon. What I want to point out here is that the price is currently between an old resistance range here from $65,800 to $67,500, and we're consolidating in that range. Again, I would not rule out that we get a move up here to take out all this short liquidity, but then once that is taken, we see a move to the downside. So now when that would be happening, that would also correlate with taking out the overhanging liquidity. This liquidity could be taken out on the way up, not immediately. I think it will still lay there a little bit, but here 70,200 to 71,100, there is over $5 billion worth of short liquidity. So that could be definitely be taken out on the way up. But once that is taken, and everybody is thinking we are going here now and touch $72,000, $73,000 and go to a new all-time high, I think that is when the market slaps you in the face and tells you, no, we are not going up here. We are coming back down. Everybody panics because we are going under 65,000, and then everybody will again be confused. Is the bull run over, etc., which will be, of course, not the case. It's just a normal pullback from a really key area that we are all aware of. When we are also having a look here at Ethereum, Ethereum is still trading under this bigger resistance area of $3,522. Bulls also need massively to step in here to break through this. If they're not doing that in the next 48 hours, I also expect a pullback here at least to $3,360 back into the golden ratio, potentially even below that. So also here again, guys, put your stop losses on around $3,350 or $3,320 just to make sure that if you get stopped out, you're in profit on this trade here. If we break through this, then it opens up the doors that we go to $3,780, $3,800 potentially. And from there, even to $4,000 with the spot ETF being available on Tuesday for trading. And guys, if you need money for trading right now, then you should definitely sign up on BYBIT. You get $500 in an Ethereum position if you want to. So you see, Ethereum is one of the coins that you can claim that position for. You only need to deposit $100, and then you can claim your $500 free futures position on Ethereum and trade the ETF approval on Tuesday. So I would open a position now until you see Grayscale moving funds to Coinbase to sell Ethereum. Until then, I would hold the position. If you see that on Arkham, immediately get out of your position, because then the whole market will try to get out at the same time. So you should be prepared for that. And if you're in profit on this trade, also, again, stop losses, guys. Have your stop loss in profit. Again, if you want this position, go to BYBIT. There is a link in the description below. I'm trading all my altcoins on BYBIT. You see here all my altcoin trades. They are nice in profit. Here almost 100% on my HNT trade, 85% almost. Then here on Rune, I'm also up $430 right now. And my TIA trade, pulled back a little bit, but I think also here we're going to run soon again back to the upside. So now some altcoin trades. RNDR is one of them, is really close to the entry level from that bigger pullback. Remember, guys, I told you, if we're not breaking through here, $7.36, most likely we are pulling back to $6.60 more or less. That is the next entry level from where we want to enter. And it looks really, really good that we're actually getting this entry, potentially even a little bit lower. It could actually go all the way down to our stop loss, so I make the stop loss a little bit bigger. Still fine. Risk to reward ratio still fine on this trade. Remember, if you have like 12% on a stop loss, you cannot trade here with 100x, with like 10x, guys. You know, that makes no sense. Maximum 5x here on a trade like that. Absolute maximum. So here, if we pull back to $6.60, I will definitely start scaling into a position here to the upside, because I believe with the Ethereum spot ETF approval that we are not seeing only Ethereum rallying, but also render to the upside. Then Lido is back at our secondary entry. So if you missed here the overall up run that we caught, then that is your chance to get in here. We are holding nicely on as a support level at $1.90, and you can hold this until $2.26. Nothing has really changed here. You only want to see on the way to the upside now that we are breaking above this downward sloping trend line, which is part of a bullish pennant. Just saw this. So we should get a breakout here as early as this night. So here for the bullish pennant, we came kind of from here. So that gives us an overall target, even a little bit higher than the target that we have here. So, but there you see again why I have my personal targets a little bit lower, because if we're not reaching all the way up here, where we also have some resistance and confluence, I rather get out like 1-2% earlier, just to make sure that I can run away with my money, and you should do the same thing. Then ENS back at our entry level, now below the 50 moving average. You can technically enter here on the 12 hourly. We are looking oversold, can start building here a position, but I would not deploy all my capital, you know. So because we are here at the downward sloping resistance line, we are under the 50 moving average, but we are holding on to the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci retracement levels. So I would still make sure that I have some money left if I need to continue to scale into this here. But overall, I still believe that this is going to run here pretty soon. Then Ondo broke now again under the downward sloping trend line from this downward sloping parallel channel. I'm still waiting that we're coming down here a little bit to like $1, pull back like 5%. I think this is definitely in the cards, but I will start to buy a little bit at like $1.03.6, something like this, and then all the way down to like $1 for that position, for that trade here to $1.22, because here maybe another 24 hours, then we are reaching the bottom on stochastic RSI. The RSI overall looks slightly bullish, wants to turn around here. The candles on the MACD, they are not too bearish, so there might be already a reversal in progress over the next 24 hours, so and I definitely want to be in that trade. Then, like I said, HNT is breaking now here resistance at $4.56. We are 58. We are slightly above that, so we are getting closer to reaching here our technical target of $4.95 approximately. So I hope you were able to catch this trade. I told you, when the golden cross is coming, price will rally to the upside. You had a chance here to enter at the golden ratio from where I took the trade. And you see here how this all came together here with the MDX algo suite telling me that there's supply around the golden ratio. Trade this into, demand down here. Trade this into supply, take here my profit, or at least raise my stop loss to a level that makes sense. and then see how price reacts up here, and then I can still decide if I want to take profit or not. And guys, again, if you want money-making indicators like the MDX Algo, there is also a link to the MDX Algo suite in the description below. You get 10% discount, but only with my link. So take advantage of that because it makes a huge difference. You know, that's 10% more that you can put into the market. Now, one of the other trades that I'm having right now is Link. I'm a little bit underwater here personally, but you got the nice entry down here if you took the trade at $3.74. I should have waited a little bit because I entered at $14.35, I think. So from there, we just got rejected in the last 4-hourly candle. Still, there is momentum coming into Link right now. Once we are testing here, this supply area breaking through that, I think Link could make a really nice candle straight up to like $16 in one go, like a 10% candle, because we haven't seen that in a long time, that Link rallied like 10-20% in one single candle. I think we saw that last in March or April. So that is something that's missing here for Link. We also just got our golden cross here on the 250 moving average. So overall, we are looking bullish here to the upside. Let's see how the daily is looking. Daily, not so good. 12-hourly. On the 12-hourly, we're also gearing up for a golden cross here. But here we are now already in a supply zone, the higher time frame. Hence why we are keep getting rejected here and dancing around that current level. Again, my Link trade is on Margex, so I'm here $750 in the minus right now, but I'm not concerned. Like I said, here at a level where I opened the trade, we were kind of like here breaking to the upside, so I thought we run from here already, and then we didn't, came a little bit lower. Again, now we are knocking again at that resistance level. I'm not concerned. It's just 1% away. I'm holding my trade here on Margex. Again, guys, Margex also really good exchange. No KYC. You don't need a VPN, and you can copy trade me there. So just go sign up on Margex. Also link in the description for that. If you want a non-KYC, a non-VPN usable exchange. So, and then the last coin, Rune. So I almost thought that I forgot which coin that was that I wanted to show you guys. So Rune, really interesting. Remember, I took a sniper entry from the 0.382 level, $4.61. Look here at my BYBIT from where I took the trade, $4.61.2. So I took here a sniper entry at that level, and since then only up. So that also shows you the power of Fibonacci retracement levels. So, and since then you see only up. Now we are forming here support at past resistance. If I draw here a line, you're going to see that. So here, there's past resistance. We are bouncing off from that. So if Rune can break here this downward sloping trend line, then we are off to the races to potentially $5 here over the next couple of hours, because here, let me go quick, I think 1 hourly chart. So you see the 1 hourly chart is already oversold a little bit. The RSI is coming down, but I expect here a bounce on the 50% level. The stochastic is oversold. Some bearish momentum in the MACD, but we are bouncing off here that resistance area, which now potentially turns into support. If we're going a little bit lower, it's fine. Here's also support at $4.74. So another 3 cents down doesn't really change anything for me here personally. So, but there was a good trade. So if you're also looking to enter Rune, $4.74 is your new entry to trade this. To potentially, I would say $5.25. See here also 0.5 level is lining up with that entry. That is almost a 9% trade to the upside. Now I'm trading with 10x leverage, so 90% on my trade position, which is quite nice on that setup, guys. And that's it already for today's episode here. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I hope to see you again with more profits tomorrow.